You have some news to share that was revealed here at the con. You have yet another new book because you're not busy enough. The Batman Who Laughs.
That's right, yeah.
Tell us about the story.
Well, he's a character that we introduced in Metal, DC Metal, which we did, was our big event last summer. And he's sort of a combination of the Batman and the Joker. He imagines, he's from a dimension in which Batman actually killed the Joker, and in doing so, he realized that the Joker's heart contained a toxin to make whoever killed him the next Joker. So he's sort of the scariest character I've ever written, where the Joker always has something to prove to Batman. He's always this big showman. He's very theatrical. He's trying to say, look, everyone is this far from being me. And the Batman Who Laughs doesn't want to prove anything. He's just the scariest guy in the room. He has Batman's intellect and planning, and the Joker's evil. And he just is there to eliminate anything he thinks could be a threat to him. So he's sort of the apex predator of the DCU in that way. And so he's here. He wasn't sort of put away in Metal, and we realize he's not only is he still here, but he's coming to Gotham to do some very evil stuff. So, and he's bringing a Dark Knight with him, another evil Batman, a version of Bruce that's sort of Bruce's probably second worst nightmare, and that version is like a Punisher Batman. So that version imagines that when Joe Chill killed Bruce Wayne's parents in the alley, Bruce Wayne got the gun from Joe Chill when Joe Chill dropped it, killed Joe Chill, and then sort of fell in love with the lethal force. And so because it's this kind of terrible extension of Bruce's worst fears of what he would become, and I believe very strongly in Bruce's code, never to kill, and we were very careful with that when we were stewarding Batman. One of his worst nightmares would be, what if I fall down the slippery slope and I become the most deadly man on Earth?
Justice League is very much, in my eyes, a love letter to the Super Friends. It's the Super Friends as the grown-ups who grew up watching the Super Friends cartoon wish the cartoon would have been.
Justice League is the heart and soul of the DCU, and Batman will always be my favorite character, but Justice League is the book that I wanted to write since I was my son's age, because it's sort of at the center. At this moment, I feel like they've been big and important for a long time, and what we want is to make them approachable, feel like us, feel connected to the world, and the books to be connected. So I brought back the Hall of Justice. I wanted to bring it back, not for nostalgia, but because I think this moment, we don't need them to be this kind of 7 huge figures kind of orbiting the Earth that fight threats. We need to feel like they're extensions of us as well.
On the ground.
Yeah, they are that powerful, and they are that, but they're also here. They're going through the same things we are. In this story, because of what happened in Metal, the source wall, the sort of shell around the entire multiverse broke. And so the multiverse itself is slowly bleeding to death, and soon it's going to speed up in a big way. And Lex Luthor and the Legion of Doom have a plan about how to sort of deal with that and make the multiverse into what they think it should be. And Martian Manhunter and the League have an idea of what they think it should be. And so I want it to feel like the stuff you grew up and loved as a kid, but done in a way that has adult concepts, that's about now, that's about a moment when things seem like everybody's on one side or another, and how do we find a middle? If there is no middle, then who's going to win that? What's going to happen? And all of those kinds of questions we wrestle with, but blown up into this comic book lunacy that we all love, taking it very seriously.
You have 48 issues?
Yeah, I mean, and then
Could it go longer?
It might go a little bit longer, and I might stay on it past, but I mean, I will say, I know that this story needs about 50 issues from when it started to where I need to get it to blow up into the thing I want it to really become. Will I stay on after that? I'm not sure. Will there be a few extra issues here or there? Sure. I'm not saying this is my last superhero thing, but I'm certainly writing it as though it were for me, because I don't know where I could go after having every character available and doing something that's so sort of universe spanning, and getting the chance to sort of address or go to every wondrous and terrifying location in the DCU, use every character, and why I think it's these characters are incredibly important to the world.
What about your boy Greg Capullo?
We're working on our
Black Label project,
our
right?
Black Label project. Yeah, we're going to announce it soon. We're already halfway done with the first book of 3 for it. So I'm really, really excited about it. It imagines Batman sort of 25 years down the line, but it's not what you'd expect at all. It's not like, it's our sort of Dark Knight, but it's completely different. For some reason, Batman is young. The world has changed. He kind of finds himself in the desert at the beginning and finds the Joker's head still alive in a jar. He clips it to his belt, and that's the beginning of the story. The Joker's like, get out of here, we have to move fast. And that's the start.
Last question. Music was a big part of Metal.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're a big music fan. Give me a playlist that would define the Justice League comic you're doing.
Oh, the Justice League. It's funny because now that Metal was I did a playlist, and it was rock songs that represent these different characters. So you'd have All Along the Watchtower just for the whole group, and there was sort of everything was just rock for everybody. But with this, I'd almost be able to choose a very different song for each character. So, I don't know. I'd have to be like
3 songs. Come on, Snyder.
Oh,
3
right
songs.
now?
Right now, 3 songs.
I would say I love "My God Is the Sun" is one for Superman. I love that. Queens of the Stone Age. I would say "Paranoid" for Batman still. And what would I pick for? Let me think. For Wonder Woman, it's probably like "Welcome to the Jungle," that kind of thing. She's gonna kick your ass,